Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me once again. I want to talk about something here that is not a part of the way I deal with videos on this particular channel. For the most part, this particular channel, Independent Conservative, mostly deals with political subjects and sometimes every now and then, depending on my mood or depending on what's trending, I might talk about something that has to do with the entertainment realm, lessen things up, lighten the mood. But this particular audio clip I want you guys to listen to comes from former President Barack Obama. And I want to address this issue because I think, for the most part, there's some spiritual implications to this. And I'm not going to go too much in detail of the spiritual implications, but I'm just going to get into more or less the misleading ideas that a lot of these politicians push. And the video is in reference to a interview that was conducted with former President Barack Obama, in which the interviewer asked him, does aliens exist? Yes. Do aliens exist? And Barack Obama said, yes, they exist, but I haven't seen them, which is interesting because it doesn't sound, I mean, they exist, but you haven't seen them. What do you mean by this? So I'm going to let you guys listen in. I'm going to read a little bit of this portion of this article and let you guys listen in on an audio clip of what Barack Obama said. And then I'm going to also allow you guys to listen in on an audio clip of a whistleblower stating in Congress that the United States military has back engineered material from crashed alien ships. Now, this is not new to me. I've been reading up and studying this type of stuff for quite some time, and I'm going to give you more of the detail of that at the end of this video. So let's get right into this. I think this is very, very interesting. Former President Barack Obama has weighed in on the phenomena in the world's skies that have perplexed observers since flying saucers, quote, were first reported after World War II. And this is what he has to say about this. Let's see. So you guys can perhaps see it here.
So I want to do a little bit of a lightning round here because it's not often I'll get access to the President of the United States. So a couple questions here. Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility. Unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
What was the first question you wanted answered when you became president?
Where are the aliens?
Where are the aliens?
Yeah, because you can't hide from something like that, right? And like I said, I know this is unusual for this particular channel, but I wanted to address this because I think that there's something big on the horizon that's bigger than Democrats and bigger than Republicans, bigger than the left, bigger than the right, and I'm going to get into that. So I want you guys listen in on another audio clip. And this is in reference to a whistleblower in Congress. This happened, I think this happened I think it's maybe a few months ago, maybe not too long ago. Here's this guy.
You've stated that the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Man, go ahead.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to say I apologize for that particular one is only like a few seconds long. I thought it was going to actually give the fact that he was asked later on in the interview, because I saw the extended interview and in the committee, and he stated that there are the United States military has back engineered material from space crash alien craft. So, yeah, but anyway, so I apologize for that, okay? I don't want to give anyone any misinformation, but I find this interesting. Now, let me read this. Serious treatment by lawmakers and the news media of UAPs or UFOs. Now they're called UAPs. UAPs is unidentified aerial phenomena, okay? Now it's it's UAPs now. It's kind of like a way to make a person sound more professional. And not like a quack with wearing a tinfoil hat. Or you just crazy. You talking about UFOs. That's a conspiracy theory and it's not real. Woo, 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 woo. So a UAP makes you sound a little bit more professional, right? It's a bunch of bull crap. It says, and news media of UAPs or UFOs clearly emerged after the New York Times article in 2017 revealed a secret Pentagon program was tracking the phenomenon. It included official fighter jet footage of unidentified craft encountered during military exercises near San Diego that appeared to defy the known abilities of manned aircraft. End of article right there. Now you may be asking, oh, Mr. Bolin, why are you doing a video on that subject? Number one, I find it interesting. I find it interesting. But secondly, as I kind of alluded to earlier in the video, I'm pretty familiar with the UAP and UFO phenomena. I've been reading quite a few books on this particular subject. I've read, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with this particular individual, but he is a Christian. He's a born-again Christian. His name is L.A. Marzulli. He's a born-again Christian. He's been investigating the phenomena of the UFOs, UAPs, okay, UAPs, He has been investigating that phenomena for decades, okay? And he's one of the primary experts in the research field dealing with this very controversial and in so many ways frightening subject. Okay. Another individual that have at least dealt with this subject on a highly intensive way is the late Tom Horn. He himself have dealt with this subject. There are quite a few people that deal with the subject of UAPs/UFOs. And however way you want to cut it, my reasoning in bringing this up is to essentially go back to what Obama said. And I don't trust anything Obama says. Matter of fact, I don't trust anything most of these politicians say, whether they be Democrat or Republican. I really don't. Now, I'm kind of cool with Trump. I agree with a lot of things that he's saying. I think that there are some things that may be shifting, but that's another story in and of itself. But at any rate, what Obama said to me is so misleading because he says, when he was the president of the United States, I'm pretty sure he had knowledge about these so-called UFOs and UAPs. I'm pretty sure he had knowledge of it, but no one, they were telling him, the elites, those that were over Obama were telling him, don't say anything about it. And you may be asking, what is my point in mentioning this? My point is that I think that there's going to be something on the horizon that's going to be bigger than the Democratic Party, bigger than the Republican Party, bigger than liberals, bigger than conservatives, that is on the horizon. Now, whether or not you believe in UFOs or not, at this point, it doesn't even really matter. It doesn't even really matter. Now, here's my personal opinion of it. Like I said, this is not something that I normally talk about in this video, in this channel rather, but I wanted to address it here. My personal belief is based on what I've been reading and studying from people like L.A. Marzulli and Tom Horn, Paul McGuire, and others who have done extensive research in this subject. And my personal belief has been, if going all the way back to the 80s until now, that these are not aliens from another planet. I don't believe that these are aliens from outer reticula or whatever from another galaxy. I don't believe that at all. People get this idea or concept that these are aliens from another planet and that they come in here to visit us. None of that stuff adds up to me. Okay, because why would some alien from another galaxy, which is going to take them, 1,000 light years to get here, okay, want to come in here and then play the cat and mouse game with us? appear one moment, and the UFO is here one moment, and the next moment it's gone. And then they hiding underground and all this kind of stuff. Why are they doing all this kind of nonsense? I mean, what's going on? If you hear, you hear. Show yourself. Why play these games? You know, why play all these, like L.A. Marzulli said, why play these cat and mouse games? In and out, peeping and hiding and all this if they came from another planet. Okay? I don't believe that at all. What I personally believe is that these are interdimensional beings, i.e. fallen angels. Okay? Yes, I believe that, and I'm not going to go into the detail of what that's based on and what's up, but it's obviously based on the Bible. And what a lot of people don't understand about the Bible, man, the Bible is deep. The Bible is deep because God is deep, man. And a lot of times when we read the Bible with a surface knowledge understanding of it, but it gets much, much more deeper and much, much more complicated and sophisticated the more you dig into it. And the so-called alien phenomena is in some sense directly connected to the Bible, going all the way back to Genesis chapter 6, when the sons of God, which were angels, okay, saw women, human women, and saw that they were beautiful and decided to engage. Get this now, and I know this is controversial, and I know this is not, like I said, this is going outside the realm of what I used to deal with in this channel. But these angels looked upon human women and saw that they were beautiful, and get this, decided to engage in sexual intercourse with them. Now, this is a phenomenon that stretches back many thousands of years. Occult literature is filled with stories of conjuring entities and entities engaging in sexual copulation with human women. I mean, that's just all over, okay? Now people, I don't believe in it. Well, okay, fine. Whether you believe in it or not doesn't make it not real. I can say all day I don't believe in something. That don't mean it's not real. It's just my mind don't want to accept that reality, so I'll just say I don't believe in it. People telling me they don't believe in anything don't mean anything to me. That don't mean anything. But at any rate, I believe that the UFO/UAP phenomena is directly connected to Genesis chapter 6. And also L.A. Marzulli says the same thing. He makes a strong argument in reference to that. And i.e. the sons of God, okay? And how that they engaged in sexual intercourse with human women and produced a hybrid breed of entities known as the Nephilim. Now, you may be asking, what does that have to do with the UFO? Well, I highly suggest you guys, if you want to know more from a Christian perspective, subscribe to L.A. Marzulli. Subscribe to L.A. Marzulli. Buy his books. Buy his videos. I got 10 of his videos. I got 11 or 12 rather of his videos. His documentary videos that go into detail in this. So I'm familiar with the whole concept. I suggest you subscribe to his YouTube channel. I suggest you buy his videos because his argument is, and I agree wholeheartedly with this argument, that the current, like I said, the current UFO phenomena that all of these politicians keep hitting and talking about, throwing stuff out there with, is actually the resurfacing of these, i.e. sons of God, and that they are attempting to recreate what they created in Genesis, the 6th chapter with the hybrids. Remember now, I said that in Genesis, the 6th chapter, these sons of God engaged in, and by the way, I don't want to get into, like I said, I don't want to get into a theological discussion, okay? But these sons of God engaged in sexual copulation with women, got the women pregnant. They produced a hybrid breed of part fallen angel and part human known as the Nephilim. These entities, these things roamed the earth, and they were giants. They were huge. And there has been archaeological finds of bones, some 10, some 15, some 20 feet. I mean, yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but when you really, really, really read about the research, you'll find out, wait a minute, there's a strong, strong, strong argument that supports that. Okay? And so he believes that this is being rehashed using the UFO phenomena. Why do I say that? Because right now there is a huge, I would say, initiative, if you will, by these interdimensional beings, i.e. fallen angels that I believe they are, in kidnapping and abducting, rather I say what is kidnapping, abducting people out of their bedrooms and out of their cars and taking them into these ships and doing things to them and then sending them back down to earth. I'm going to go into the detail of that. Like I said, hey, get L.A. Marzulli's documentary DVDs, get his books, subscribe to his YouTube channel. You'll find out in deeper detail. Okay? But I mentioned that because the politicians are lying to us. But I do personally believe that many of these politicians are in league with entities. Now these entities pose as alien grays to them and reptilians to them, but in reality, they're fallen angels manifesting in this physical form in order to create a massive global deception the world has never known before. That's all I'll say right there. I'm going to leave it right there. I know this is, like I said, past out of the realm of what I usually talk about. But I wanted to address that because it's bigger than politics. It involves politics, but it's bigger than politics. Many politicians are connected to it, but it's bigger than politics. Okay? So, yeah, I wanted to mention that because Barack Obama, whom I do not like, okay, with his stuttering stuff, like, it's almost like when people ask him a question, he stutters because he don't want to say something that's out of the realm of his handlers. You know, he don't want to talk off the script like Kamala Harris. She can't talk off the script because there's nothing up here. There's nothing up there. And I say the same thing with him too. He's a robot like the rest of them are. Okay, but anyway, yeah, he says stuff like that, and I don't trust anything he says. But by virtue of the fact that he said it, shows that there's something going on that's bigger than what we're used to hearing. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.